Marble, noble and precious, has always represented the excellence of Italy around the world. The marble market guarantees the survival of hundreds of companies, along with the economic well-being of the men and women involved in its day-to-day processing. Yet the marble business is a very dangerous profession.
It's coming down.
Working with stone means confronting the risk and fatigue of an extreme environment like the quarry.
Here we've got to use force, all at once, no giving up.
Success is achieved by overcoming the difficulties and challenges of an increasingly competitive sector. It's no job for the faint-hearted. To be cut out for it, they must be men of stone. For the stonemen, the upcoming season promises to be full of challenges. In the quarries located in the heart of the Apuan Alps, Michele, Mario and Luca must identify the best qualities of marble in order to satisfy the requests of Paolo Carli, head of the company and production manager of finished products. But the past year has been very difficult for the marble industry. On the one hand, the economic crisis generated by COVID reduced global demand for marble, while on the other, a terribly harsh winter created numerous problems in managing the quarries. The Catino quarry was hardest hit, where Vasilis marble is extracted. It was closed until work to secure the safety of the site is complete. The Piastrone quarry, run by Mario, has been slowed down by the transformation process from an open-air extraction basin to a tunnel quarry.
The beginning of the tunnel is always more dangerous. The first blocks are always a little more broken and the processing is more difficult. It takes a little more time and attention.
All this has significantly reduced the production capacity of Paolo Carli's company, who, if he wants to survive, must quickly find a way to adapt to this new reality.
Quarry production is certainly under a little pressure. I've invested a lot, it's clear. And risk is part of the business a bit. I've clearly taken the risk, but now we need to make this investment pay off.
Fortunately, the Russia quarry, the largest and most important run by the indefatigable Michele, survived the winter and is still in full swing.
We had a bad winter this year, ugly. We lost a lot of time. All told, 3 months of production. In winter, the rhythms are much slower, but if you don't work at it, it's nothing. It's zero.
Now the quarry must sustain nearly the entire weight of the company's production.
How's the situation? Why is this machine stopped?
We had a problem with the belt. A joint sheared off and we had to stop the operation immediately because, well, you know.
Can we do it by tonight and start opening the block?
We intend to try cutting it below and overturning it today to see what's behind.
We're in a hurry, but here for the statuary. Let's hope there's some behind. Let's try to...
We're working on an order for statuary marble and now we're opening up the lower part. At the moment we don't see any statuary.
The statuary is the marble needed to complete the only major order the company has at the moment: to supply the cladding for a new residential complex in New York, Building 555, but finding it is proving very difficult.
I have to go to Bresci to check on another problem. Try to keep the worksite clear of mud, since there's the machine and we're good.
Okay, no problem.
Just to be safe.
We'll start with that then.
All right, okay.
Okay, Sergio, go there and then start cleaning the area up here.
But statuary is not the only type of marble required for the order. To complete it, a few tons of Vasilis marble are needed, which, with the closure of the Catino quarry, must now be extracted from the Bresci quarry, where Luca has been moved to manage operations. However, the sanguine quarry manager is still taking stock of the new situation.
I missed the Catino quarry a lot. It was like my home. I knew where everything was. But now up here, I've got to get the situation under control. Start it up. You change site, you change the type of material. The mountain has different defects, and I have to try to get used to it for a bit.
Should we overturn with 700, or do you want to try with 365?
I try with 700 from above. We'll risk less.
We'll separate it well with the 1 meter by 1 meter cushion.
Perfect, let's do that. There wasn't all this sunshine at the other side. There was more shade.
It's nice here.
Really?
While Luca hurries to move forward with the cutting operations, Michele has another problem to solve. A boulder, extracted from a previous processing, lies right on the access road to the Bresci quarry. If he doesn't want to stop production, the obstacle must be removed as soon as possible.
Should we break it up here? Bringing it up might be tough.
We don't have a water collection system. And then there's the road. In short, it's not safe. We're not comfortable doing this job here. Enrico, do you copy?
Go ahead, Michele.
Do you have a moment to come to Bresci? With the forked loader?
Okay.
Riccardo, take the excavator and bring it back up. Let's try to bring it up with Enrico's loader, okay?
Enrico is the best loader driver of the quarries, but the maneuver that awaits him is very complicated. In fact, the boulder is extra large, and if that weren't enough, the road ahead is small and distinguished by a tight curve.
Listen, Enrico, we have to try to bring it up. It's large, but it's better to bring it up. Because cutting it here isn't good for the road, with the water and so on.
Let's try. You stand back and guide me, okay?
Okay, go ahead. If there are any problems, we stop and find another solution.
Okay.
To succeed at the enterprise, in addition to his ability, Enrico must rely on all the power of his excavator. A machine with over 500 horsepower. But to lift the approximately 40-ton boulder, the engine of the vehicle must be pushed to the max.
Come on, push it now, accelerate. Up. Up, go. I think the bigger problem is here. Try to push as long as you can. Come on, up.
I don't think it'll get by.
Go. It won't get by. There's no getting by it. Look at that crap job. What was I thinking? Listen, Enrico, try to release the rock and turn towards the two forks. And then afterwards, once it's turned lengthwise, pick up the heaviest part. Then try to get the loader up here and lighten the load by hitting it with the loader. Riccardo, keep an eye on the ground. Now let's try to complete the operation. Now start releasing it slowly and try that operation there.
Now remember, Riccardo, watch the wheels.
But despite his skill and the power of the machine, Enrico is unable to get the boulder through the bottleneck at the end of the road on his own. To get it done, Michele must directly intervene with another excavator. At this difficult moment in the management of extraction activities, the expert manager of the Russia quarry has established himself as the essential element to maximizing production. But his relationship with Paolo and the base has been in crisis since last season.
In the last few months before winter, my relationship with the company has strained a bit. My role was overtaken a bit by the commercial side, and this didn't sit well with me.
Things have never really been clarified since. However, without his full commitment, the company has no hope of completing the American order. And at the base, no one is more aware of it than Jacopo, Paolo's right hand.
555, New York.
So we've got good blocks. Russia is doing well with the statuary. We're a little out of breath on this project.
We're always short of breath. The project manager who follows, the desperate barberina, the clients who every week.
The key is to the mountain.
I know.
Have you resolved things with Michele?
It doesn't worry me, I'll solve the problem. I'm convinced we'll resolve the situation with Michele because I have to talk to Michele. There were some problems that were certainly evident due to some misunderstandings. I count on him a lot because he's a man of great value and character, great seriousness. It's fundamental that I do some reasoning with him. But I'm sure we'll solve the problem. We'll resolve it with him, okay?
Okay.
I certainly can't afford to lose Michele. He's the fundamental man. Ro has never had a manager like Michele, and so he's important for my mission.
Meanwhile, on the mountain, Michele and Enrico must turn the boulder to fit it through the bottleneck. This is a very difficult maneuver that requires perfect timing and coordination.
Hey! Roll it, Michele.
Careful, Michele, it could roll over.
It's rolling. If you let go, I'll lift the forks and then hold them and help you push it.
Watch out for the front wheels. Go, go, go. You've got it. Go. Go, go. Keep going. Keep going. Good job, guys. Come on. Go. Just like that. Wait, let him get better positioned.
Okay, okay.
Wait, let me see. Go, go. Climb with the bucket.
In order to drop the block, the two excavators must move in perfect sync.
Go up a little. Go, go, go. Here comes the baby.
In the end, the boulder manages to get through and the road to the Bresci quarry is cleared without any production delays.
Bravo, Enrico. Good job.
You told me it was little. It's an entire block.
A good result. We didn't even do any damage. Okay, thanks. Go back to Russia and carry on.
Okay. Michele, can you come up for a minute?
Although formerly manager of only the Russia quarry, Michele has now become the go-to guy for all the quarrymen who consult with him every day about the most important decisions.
I was thinking of turning it over with the 700, putting the block in the middle there, harnessing it and bringing it down with the 700.
That's the best option. At least you work safely.
Yes, at least that.
Be careful when you recover the sheet because of that defect there. If anything, look at it immediately before inflating. When you make the bed underneath, give it a tap first. At least you immediately recover what's left.
Yes, okay.
At least it rolls.
At least it starts from there.
Okay?
Okay.
I'm going down, then we'll prepare the job and try to set things up.
Let me know.
While the Russia and Bresci quarries are under pressure to complete the New York building project, on the other side of Mount Altissimo, the Piastrone quarry is experiencing the opposite. With the tunnel entrance work having just begun, Mario finds himself exclusively committed to searching for the right vein needed to make the quarry productive again.
Right now, the entryway is being cut here. We've installed pulleys at the back of the cuts that work at a right angle. Basically, the wire comes out in this direction, but it cuts this part right here. They're called plugs, knockouts or channels. It cuts this part here, extracts the upper part, and then removes the one below.
It's a delicate job that requires constant attention and a great deal of patience.
The tunnel quarry is a bit more complicated. The difficulty is trying to understand what's behind it. In the open air, the blocks are washed and we decide in advance which cuts to make and the quality of the marble, which is then sectioned into smaller pieces. In this case, here the good courses are hidden from me by this quarry front. The only thing that helps me decide whether I'm making any cuts in this plug here. When I remove the plug, I have a view of the elevation of the side. And then by removing the upper part, I also have the base, which would be the base of an open-air quarry. Last year, production from the open-air quarry allowed us to finish the Broadway project. This year, I don't have such an important order, but if I had a goal, a statue, a project, a top, a bathroom to build, I'd be pleased.
Although they do their best, working without a specific purpose is a tiresome situation for Mario and his guys. In the meantime, the Russia quarry has completed cutting the block.
How's the situation here, Enrico?
We're starting the overturning. We're ready. We'll inflate the cushion and pull it down.
Now look at this job, that pump there with all the wires wrapped around it. Fix it. We're in a hurry, but safety and a job done right comes first. The cushion is also too close to that defect. It won't open completely like that. It'll split and get stuck. Move it or you won't get the job done. Then another thing. You see this defect here? It could roll and end up over there. Turn it.
Okay.
It's not much, but let's try to save everything we can.
While Michele tries to establish how to approach the overturning so as to avoid any possible breakages, Paolo and Jacopo are heading up the mountain, determined to resolve the friction with the expert quarry manager once and for all.
Good morning. Hi, Paolo.
So, how are things?
It's all okay.
Listen, can you call Michele?
I know, he's down overturning the block.
Call him. Tell him to come up. We've come to take stock of the situation. It's best that he's here too.
Michele, can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Listen, Jacopo and Paolo have arrived, and Paolo needs to talk to us about something urgent.
Then I'll stop for a moment. We were about to overturn a block. 1 minute and I'll be there.
Okay, we're waiting for you.
What has Paolo come up with to convince Michele? At the Piastrone quarry, Mario is about to overturn the first row of the tunnel. To do this, he must first extract the upper portion of the block, called the plug. Without being able to count on the help of hydraulic cushions or having access to the rear of the block, the success of the operation entirely depends on his ability with the excavator forks. The plug must first be lifted and then slowly removed from the row.
See if it's in one piece on the side and below.
Below is good.
What's important is that it's not broken and falls to the ground.
When working in the tunnel, the tight spaces are a problem. There's always a risk that the block can get stuck on the ceiling or shatter if it hits the quarry walls.
Lower it.
Is it still in one piece there?
Lower.
But I won't touch the ceiling?
No, no.
Will it pass if I close it?
Lower.
Sound as a bell.
In the meantime, on the roof of the Russia quarry, Paolo and Michele are preparing to have a confrontation that is necessary as it has been postponed for too long.
Give it a bit of realignment because I've seen a bit of fraying lately.
Hi, Jacopo. Hi, Paolo. So, what's the situation?
What a pleasure to see you. I'd say we're doing all right. How are things here, Michele?
We're working and pushing. Unfortunately, we're always dealing with a quality change. There are many quarry rows, a lot of people to manage, and
Michele, I have to ask you a question. Are you satisfied here at Hongo? Are you all right here?
I'm all right. I think misunderstandings are part of the job.
I wanted to talk with you, to ask whether you had any ideas about organizing the teams a little better. I'd like to propose something to you. I'd like you to be the manager of the entire Servaiole, to form a few teams based on the needs and knowledge you have of the managers who can become supervisors. Also, to create roles who could help you and create a little more cohesion between the teams. I'd leave the choice of supervisors to you.
Io lascio a te la scelta poi dei sorveglianti.
L'idea è così fatta, I ragazzi già parecchi.
The idea is the guys who've already been trained have tried to create informal groups. But the point is, we need to have another look at my situation. I know it's not the time.
Rest assured, I've never doubted your strengths and role and so on.
Okay.
From my perspective,
So look, a handshake is enough for me.
then the deal is done.
Okay? So I'll go talk to the guys.
Talk to the guys and I'm convinced it'll improve the entire organization.
And so I'm in charge of Servaiole? That's the deal?
At Servaiole, you're in charge. Me as well.
When you're here, you're in charge. But when you're not here, I'm in charge?
Yes, of course.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, organize the teams.
Organizzate le squadre.
With full powers at the Cerveola complex that consists of the Russia Quarry and the Bresci Quarry, Michele will now have to decide how to reorganize the work to get the most out of the material and get out from under the current critical situation. At the Piastrone Quarry, after removing the plug, it's time to extract the channel, the lateral portion of the row, immediately under the block that was just removed. Working in the tunnel, overturning is divided into two phases. First, the marble portion must be lifted and extracted from the row. Cramped spaces require a slow and measured pace of work. But concentration must remain high to avoid hitting the walls of the quarry with the excavator, or worse, with the block itself.
Listen, take that roller off there. Put some stuff in here and I'll turn it over if I can.
Now that the block is in place, before overturning it, a bed of debris must be laid out to cushion its fall. At the Russia Quarry, Michele's important promotion is destined to change the organization of work. However, the expert quarryman doesn't want to distract the guys at the critical moment, so he decides to head back to the overturning without saying anything to his crew.
We're serious people, people who love their work. For now, a handshake is enough, and I feel it's the right move to start this new adventure. Is everything ready here? Good job. Enrico, let's give it a try. Will you grab that rock there, or will you try to take it like this?
What do you say? I tried on its end because I'm afraid that if I lose it, it'll slip at the base.
Okay, give it a try.
Cos'è?
Go, come on. All right, all right. It could have broken, but it remained intact. There's only one problem. For now, we can't find any statuary. Let's do a general cleaning, place the chainsaw and move forward. If anything, we can evaluate that one later.
If I can, I'll move it further up.
Move it up. Let's clean up here to place the chainsaw and we're good to go.
Shall we do 2 or 3 meters?
I do 2 meters.
Okay.
I do 2 meters because it'll help us. And then if there's a change in quality with the statuary, at least there's no risk of doing any damage.
Because we've seen that we're more or less there.
Okay, don't forget to take the cushion out when you're close down there. Take everything out and do the job well. The biggest problem is that there still isn't any statuary. We thought we would begin to emerge behind it. Unfortunately, we have to move forward and hope for the next one.
At the base that has to create the pieces for the clients, the continuing shortage of statuary marble means an ever smaller margin of error. Aware that it's a delicate moment, Paolo carries out a suffocating daily check on all the processes.
Production of high-quality statuary like bacillus requires constant attention. It's a difficult material, and the customer's request is rather specific. How did it come out like this?
The machine is at the marble mill.
Were they polished afterwards?
Yes, they were polished afterwards. Instead of the slabs, the pieces were sanded.
How will you fix this stuff here? Some cracks occurred on the edges of some panels that were milled previously. Bloody hell, guys. Couldn't you have done it with this one?
We did a part with this one.
I was quite upset because they messed up a procedure, so... You have to tell me stuff like that. I would never have polished these with that machine. The piece is already milled in the machine? No. He could easily have asked me, and I wouldn't have done it that way. For me, we can't fix this piece here.
Yes, I can. I can do it.
Come on, let me know and let me see them. I want to see these here. They will all have to be reworked again, so there will unfortunately be a waste of time and productivity here too.
In this situation, even the smallest mistake can put the company's compliance with deliveries at risk.
Luca, do you copy?
With a shortage of statuary,
Go ahead.
now all attention turns towards the Bresci quarry and onto Luca,
I can give you a hand.
who must hope to extract a block of bacillus intact.
Since you're here, I wanted to do the kiss to pull this piece down here first, and then we'll overturn the big block.
Okay, so I'll come now.
While you use the excavator, pull over here so I can maneuver. Go straight with the tracks now. Go, go, go. Okay, come forward or you won't reach. It's a nice white. Paolo wants bacillus and we give him white. I wanted a brunette wife too, but I got a blonde.
In addition to the white, will the block contain at least a portion of bacillus? At the Bresci quarry, Luca, with Michele's help, is preparing to extract a new block.
Extend it, come on. Just touch it with the tooth. Go.
Given the natural defects present in the marble, however,
Go set it down.
before the overturning procedure, it's necessary to get rid of any unsafe pieces.
Okay.
It'd be good to remove that one first. Then I'll finish the kiss, and then you can inflate the cushions.
I'll get stuff ready and you start taking it away.
Okay.
The kiss is the bed of debris that serves to cushion the fall of the block. At the Piastrone quarry, Mario has extracted the channel and created the kiss in order to proceed with the overturning. Once the plug and the channel have been extracted, Mario finally has the ability to analyze the material in the rest of the block.
Perfect work. Poor material. But life goes on. The channel is just a limited portion. The rest of the block, if you look beyond the first meter, it's a bit better. So I prefer to remove the ugly part first and then work with peace of mind and have a slightly better view of the job than a small portion like this.
At the Bresci quarry, the moment of truth has finally arrived. Will the block contain the Vasilis marble they so desperately need?
Get going. The cushion burst. Let's go.
Can we do the job, or do we need to use the bigger one?
It's widened about 50 centimeters. I think the block will remain standing.
If it stays up, I'll pull it down with this excavator. Anyway, Luca, with you, there's never an easy block to pull down. There's always something. What was supposed to be simple, instead will be complicated today here too.
What, you want a boring life? At least you have fun with me, right?
I know, but now I don't feel like it anymore.
Put the truck on the ground and move a little further over here. Move closer to the mountain. Very slowly. A little more. Stop. Try pushing it. Come forward. Try to force it there. Slow. Now let go of it for a moment. Get it over here. Go, force it there. Come on, come on. Leave it. Go, come on, go. You're in, go ahead and push. Let go and push. Push. Don't let go now that you don't have the socks anymore. Come forward on the track. Come forward. Come on. It's gone. Gianelli, what do you think?
What a mess, it's no good. To supply material to the project, it's no good. We have to hurry up and move forward. This isn't the material we need. And it's a real problem. Of course, if it had to come down whole, with that defect, I'll lose a little time because when we finish tonight, we'll at least leave the area clean and tidy.
Due to the many natural defects in the mountain, The block fractured when it hit the ground, cancelling any hope of obtaining usable material. At this point, Michele, who was just given responsibility for the entire Cerviole extraction basin, is called upon to find new solutions in order to get things back on track. On the opposite side of the mountain, Mario receives an unexpected visit from Letizia, the head of the company's design brand.
Mario,
Who is it?
it's me.
What are you doing in the quarry?
I have a nice new project. I have to make a chaise longue for an important world-famous architect, and I've decided to make it with a piastrone white. I need a solid block, 2 times 1 times 1 meters. It'll be a marble chaise longue. And since it's a single piece, it must be a solid block.
She's picky and it'll be difficult to please her, but with a good eye and a little will. This area here is full of defects, and there are fractures that always show the red.
At first glance, it's not the material I'm looking for. White, eh? I don't want any flaws. It must be clean white with fine veins.
This area here is already nice. Then later, if it happens that I find these defects here behind it, until I take off the upper part and give it a good wash, I won't know. If there's nothing here, I'll try to speed things up and take from the next block, if I can get the whiter one you need.
White. It must be white.
Piastrone white,
Piastrone white.
the original.
But you have to find it for me before I give birth. We've identified an area that, cut and squared, could possibly give me the block I'm looking for. Mario will have a lot of work to do, and he'll have to hurry up too.
Come have a look, or I can send you some photos.
Photos? No, I prefer to come directly. If possible, I'll bring the architect in person for the final choice.
At least we'll be sure that afterwards, when it goes under the machines, the work will go well.
Okay. Bye, Mario.
Bye, Letizia. Say hello to all of Caceta down below. Tell them to come to see me every now and then, because no one ever comes up here.
No one ever comes up.
Not at all. They just want well-cut blocks.
Hey, me too.
Really?
Bye.
Of course I'll find the right piece.
Mario wanted a job to work on which has been satisfied, but collaborating with the meticulous Letizia is one of those situations in which the saying, "Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it," holds true. In the meantime, news of the disappointing overturns has reached the base. Paolo increasingly finds himself with his back to the wall. To handle this emergency, he must find a way to maximize the yield of the quarry, but to do so, he needs a very thorough understanding of the project, a knowledge held only by one person, Barbara, the project manager of the contract.
Barbara, hi.
Hi, Paolo.
I need to consult with you. I've been thinking about the 555. I saw that...
There's a problem with the material.
Yeah, so as you know, we're under a bit of pressure. They've asked us for more material and higher quality blocks. I've been thinking of involving you more in the quarry, so that you could go up to consult with Michele to get the most out of it and make sure that only blocks we won't have to argue about at inspection come down. Do you understand?
Sure.
You followed the approval process, the interview with the client, with the architect and the consultant. So I believe that you're the person... Well, I know I'm giving you a difficult task, but...
It's not my job to go to the quarry. It's not my job to select which block to choose. I know the range of this project well, the material, etc., but I don't have much experience in approaching the quarry.
Don't worry, you have to be very critical and selective. The way you do the job here, you can do up there. Don't worry.
I have responsibility for the company's largest order at the moment, so I'll do my best to complete it.
Good morning.
Hi. Anyway, it's not that I have much choice. If the boss says go, you have to go.
I have some news for you, Paolo. We just got an email confirming the work for Leonard Street.
What quantity are we talking about?
It's 7,000 meters. We have to get working, Paolo.
Good heavens, though. We've been waiting for months and it comes right now.
We have to reply.
While in a normal situation, the arrival of a new order would be greeted with joy, given the shortage of material the company already has, this news is transformed into a further dilemma for Paolo. Meanwhile, on the mountain, the quarrymen, still unaware of the news, have gathered around Michele, who has finally decided to tell them about the changes in management of the quarries.
Listen, I had an interview with Paolo Carli, who made the decision to give me the responsibility and the vision for the whole Serragliola quarry complex, a sort of head manager. I've accepted. It's something that had already matured in recent times, and so I accepted. Now we'll see about my position, because the dog doesn't want to wag its tail for nothing. And so things are best cleared up right away. We made the choice to appoint Enrico as the new head of the Russia quarry. And Luca will continue up at the Bresci quarry. As for Russia, Enrico is the oldest person in terms of experience. And then he's made quite the journey with me in terms of the loader and excavator. At this point, he's trained. And it's the right thing that he start as a supervisor. And up here, Luca will continue at the Bresci quarry. He has some things to improve, but I think it's the right choice. And now clearly Enrico and Trufelli will have to find an agreement. One morning, the other the next, and buy everyone's breakfast. Okay? So let's get back to work.
Today has been very difficult for all the stonemen. On the mountain, none of the quarries achieved their set objectives, while at the base, a lack of material is becoming increasingly unsustainable. Paolo has done everything possible to find solutions. But will Michele's promotion be enough to speed up production? And will involving Barbara, the project manager, prove to be a winning choice? Or will it only end up complicating the daily work at the quarry? In the next episode, Paolo must find a way to carry out the new order. Barbara finds herself managing production in the quarry for the first time, and Michele, who thought he'd finally gained some autonomy, will be forced to share his authority.